Every word of worship is one accord. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship is one accord. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship is one accord. Every praise is to our Give us strength and encouragement, oh God, to continue to walk this journey that we are in. Thank God. Amen. Dad, do not leave off that organ.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Amen. Thank God for being here, giving honor to God who has my life.
Yes,
His
Lord.
Son, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the Pastor, Superintendent Robert R. Sanders II.
God bless you.
To
God
all of
bless
you, our Brother Thomas, Brother Billy Bob, Sister Perkins, peace be unto the saints.
Peace be multiplied.
I thank God for being here, and I tell you, I thank God for being saved and sanctified and filled with His Holy Ghost.
Yes,
I tell you, with no mind to turn against God. I thank God that we were able to be in God's house one more time.
One more game.
No funerals, no hospitals, no anything. I thank God for this time, and I just want to piggyback off of Pastor, I promise you, on last week. Woo! We went home, Sister Perkins.
Yes.
I enjoyed the message on the nights that we went Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I tell you, Monday and Wednesday and Friday, Mother Hughes brought a message. She said, drop it and magnify the Lord. All the problems and challenges that we're dealing with, we don't have to carry it, Sister Perkins. We don't have to carry it. Just take it to God, drop it, and magnify Him on the victory. I thank God for my former pastor, presiding bishop, the prelate, Bishop Booker. He just went old school and told us to be saved. Quit playing.
That's right. Make it plain.
Make it plain. He said, quit playing. But the Spirit of the Lord came in there. I tell you, Brother Billy Bob, Brother Thomas, I wish you men were there to see the men just tore that flow up. They tore that flow up. What you mean? They shouted. I was so happy. The person,
we saw a healing too.
yeah, healing. One of our dear friends, Pastor Gasson, is faced with a physical challenge, and I'm going to say this openly. My doctor allowed him to see yesterday when I went for my regular physical, and I asked him questions, and he said he'll be all right. He said he knew what, when he was testifying about it. He saw the service. And he said, he'll be all right. He said, you won't be in any danger. So, Pastor Gaston, if you there, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. I tell you, yeah, God is healing by his spirit. Right. He's healing all the earth. Signs and wonders, God is moving. I thank God we are healed. We are healed. Look, he conquered cancer in my life. Hallelujah. Ain't no survivor conquered cancer. So there you go. Hallelujah. There you go. So if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. Right. Amen. I wanted to, I was so glad to see all of my friends, my cousins, and, different ones, my family in First Jurisdiction last week. I tell you, I miss home. I miss home. Just don't even know I miss home. And I thank God in my prayer, Pastor stated we're in transition of being able just to be still. A lot of folks want us to be with them and everything, but you know what? We got to keep our feet still. I don't believe in bopping from one school to another. That's right. I don't believe in bopping from one school to another. If I can get all I can get at one school, I'm going to get all I can get at one school. Right. And sometimes there's a waiting period that we have to wait for God to be able to prepare things for us. Because one thing, I'm not a title chaser. I don't have no ministry named after myself. Everybody walking around Joe Blow Ministries. No. That's not what God told me to do. Amen. So I'm going to stay in God's will. Amen. All the way around the board. And that way I'm safe. I'm safe. God bless everyone. Today, is annual every third Sunday, Women's Day. And I want to talk about why women are so mean to each other. Yeah. Woo! We were talking about in Bible study, pastors taking us through the series of marriage. Yes. And Brother Thomas, Pastor was breaking down the position that men have as leaders. We talked about that. And then what the woman's place is to her husband. If we notice that the Bible is strict on what? One direction. So, we as women, we have the greatest gift, and that's being able to bear children. That's bringing life into the world. Amen. Man can't bring life into this world. No way in the world. God didn't create the body, his body like that. Amen. He created the man's body to be able to impart life, to be able to be produced through the woman. And who have the connective and reproductive organs is the woman. Amen. So we have that special gift of bearing life with God's help, bringing life into this world. We have the nature of mothers that we're able to care for our babies. Friday when Daniel went to registration at his school, and he had a couple of his teachers from other ethnicity, and they asked me for a password. I said it's Nitty-Bug, and they thought it was cute, and I said, well, each of my children had little names. Vincent had Peanut, Little Lester had H.R. Puff and stuff. Kathleen had Kitty Caboodle. Denzel had Diddy Din Din. Malcolm had Pooh Bear. And Daddy got Nitty-Bug. So all of them have special names. That's a part of a mother's nature. Amen. Fathers may not understand that, but fathers say, hey, big guy, little guy. Men have their own little names for their sons. But mamas have that thing to the heart because that's my baby. The baby takes from the mother because we provide, our body provides our milk ducts to produce for nourishment. So the babies literally don't need no stored milk because they got mama to nurse off of. Right. So we have this thing that we're nurtured by nature because God created us that. That makes us, the truth be told, we are genuine, loving women. We're not mean. We're not selfish. We're not honoring. We have the nature that gives life and gives the biggest word that is so popular, but it seems like people don't want to use it. It's called love. Right. It's called love. A dog loves its puppies. A lot of folks don't believe it, but I had 6 of them. Brother Thomas, Brother Billy Bob, I had my first dog was named Lady. And Lady had 16 puppies. One of them was sick. And I didn't know until my daddy told me. He said, we heard a big old crunch like you eating on potato chips or something. I said, what is that loud crunch? Well, out of the puppies, one of them was so sick that they eat their own because they're too sick. And they eat their own. But if I were to touch her, she would. I'm like, why she so mean? Because she don't want you touching her babies.
Right.
She would tear your arm off left and right because that's the nature of a female dog. That's her puppies. Yeah, but the mama would tear your head up. Because when she come out, when the babies come out, they drop.
Right.
So once they get a certain age, they know how to wean them off.
Right.
And then you have to lure that dog away from her puppies in order to try to get to that one puppy.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, because if you touch one of them, they're killed.
They're killed. They're going to die. So we as women have this thing with my baby. When I hear Daniel coughing, I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay, here's a cough. Because I can hear it. And me being his mom, I want to get ready to cough. Because I don't know what may be bothering him. And I know I want to sleep at night. So in order for me to cease the cough, what I got to do with his mother? I got to make sure that he's safe, he's healed, and he's protected.
Right.
Now, a little girl sat with me Friday night. I never seen this little girl. And the parent, I guess, whoever it was, they had to go with the choir. And the little girl was sitting next, she was like, I'm by myself. You know what I told the girl? I said, how you doing? I forget, her name was Kiana, I think her name was. And I said, okay, well, I didn't understand, but then I did understand, but I didn't understand. I said, well, this is a little girl, she one of ours here, so let me. And so the urchin said, well, do you know? I said, not a problem, she said, right here between us, she with people. That's mother. And I could have been mean, Sister Perkins, and said, take your child with you.
That's right.
But I know what she was doing. But not many fine women that will do that, you know, because we're supposed to be caretakers anyway, by nature. So I sat the little girl down and I said, well, my name is, I didn't give her all the titles. I said, forget all the titles. I'm just Lady K. That's all I told her. She gave me a name. How you doing? I said, what grade? I'm in 4th grade. And I said, well, who are you here with? And she said she's with her godfather or whoever. And she comes from a Baptist church, but she was, you know, sitting between one of the other security who is saved and he's married between us. And she sat there and she just clapping her hands. I said, come on and clap your hands. I didn't just have her sitting there and by herself. I said, come on, baby girl, clap your hands. And she clapped her hands and she just going. Because I made her feel wanted. As women, we tend to be jealous of each other. And there's no need to be jealous of each other.
Right.
Number one, we all have different gifts. We bear the same body parts, but we have different gifts. Sister Perkins, I love to see when you come to church that you have no problem in being able to carry out a service.
Right.
Because I respect what God is doing for you and the training. I don't judge you as being, well, she used to be this in the church. So what? You got experience. The Lord bless other urchins to come. You be more than one training how to do what needs to be done. That's what I mean. I believe in us as women, but we got to come together. But if we are sitting back, not loving one another, then what is the purpose? What we come to church for? You should be the same at your job, at church, and at home. As a woman. A woman has to be able to know her worth. No matter what trials or tribulations she's been through, she's got to be able to know what her worth is. Her worth is not in having a big behind and big boobs. That's not her worth.
No.
Your worth is in your mind and in your heart.
That's right.
To where you know that you can be able to be reachable to other women. One thing I don't like to be around is a woman that can't be reachable. Would you want to be around women, brothers, that can't be reachable? And it makes it difficult, doesn't it? Because What's your opinion on that, Brother Thomas? What's your opinion about that?
Unreachable. Makes her like seeing herself as being more than any other woman or more than anyone else.
Anyone else.
That's not approachable.
Not approachable.
Right.
Go ahead, Brother Goodbye.
It's part of communication.
Yes,
If you don't have that communication, you have nothing.
yes, 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 yes.
How do I know this?
Mhm.
By communicating.
By communicating.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say one of the highest commodities in the world.
Pastor, could you give Brother Bob a mic, please? I want the men to be in on this too. I don't want the men to be left out.
Amen. Thank the Lord for Jesus.
Amen. Continue, Brother Bill Bob. Go ahead.
Make sure you turn it off.
And sit right there on the front row, Daniel. Daniel.
Yeah, that's why I've always said that communication is one of the best things that you can have, especially in a relationship. And I've always told people that one of the highest commodities in the world is information. And the only way that you can get that information is what? By communication.
Communication.
So that's the second. That's how Bill Gates got rich. You took information and put it in where you can communicate with it. So in other words, what I'm saying is if you don't have that communication, you have nothing.
Right.
If we don't communicate with that Bible,
That's right.
we don't have nothing.
We don't have nothing.
So if I
That's
got
right.
a woman and I can't communicate with her, what am I to do? Right. I can't help but to kick rocks. I gotta walk away. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no communication.
Right. No
There's a way
communication.
that you communicate in such a way.
Right.
I'm not gonna communicate with my fist.
Right.
I'm gonna communicate with my mind, my heart,
Right.
so we can know what's going on.
Now, Brother Thomas, I want you to repeat what you said because somebody said they couldn't hear you. I want you, communication. That's another thing a woman got to have is communication. You got to know how to talk.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I believe I believe that communication is the most important thing. When you first see a woman, you don't see communication. You see approachability. And
Approachability. There you go.
Amen.
Approachability has to come from eyesight.
Right,
Eyesight
right.
and the way you present yourself in terms of your dress, your way of if you're talking with someone else, or just your outlook.
Right.
If you see in a person, that's approachability of a woman. You have
Yes.
to see her as she sees herself as being worthy of approval.
That's it.
Being
Yes.
as someone that you can, in the ways that you communicate with your way you are.
Right,
Being
right.
in terms of
Exactly.
your presence. Presence. That's the first thing you see is the presence of a woman. You know if you can approach her.
Right.
I think a woman in her ways is a way of communicating. Just her ways of walk and talk and just being.
Yes.
And if she knows God, or if she loves God, which should be first.
Which would be first. Now, see, both of you men put some things together: approachability and communication.
Come on.
If we go back to the Bible, when Samson was, I guess, talking to Delilah, she was approachable, although both of them had different backgrounds. But there was something that drew Samson to Delilah. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, Brother Thomas, her eyes, her whole position, that means something. Then communicating, because if you really look at the story of Samson and Delilah, she was kind of playing a little monopoly game with words.
Right.
Because she was trying to get to what she wanted to get to, because she was ordered to be able to find out what his secret was.
Information.
Now, let's go and talk about David and Bathsheba. Now, David, he was a king. He was a shepherd boy, but he was also the king. But what did he do? He actually was so taken and mesmerized by Bathsheba by watching her, he set up in his mind to do what? To get rid of her husband.
Get her.
Now, instead of him going up to the man telling him, which you know he would probably got clocked. He probably would have got cold clocked. But he said, let me manipulate somebody else to do it. So somebody else paid the fool. And didn't see it. Well, because he was dedicated to David, he wasn't thinking. Now, what happened? He murdered Uriah and got her pregnant, but that baby died. But Nathan had to come and tell him about himself, about the story of the rich man. So now, but she didn't, according to the Bible, let me say it like this, it never said that she fought him off. She didn't fight him off.
No.
She didn't fight him off. The woman at the well, all right? The woman that was accused of adultery. How many wives, how many husbands she had, right? But see, her attitude, did she go off on any of those men?
No.
Pastor, you didn't remember reading that either, did you? The Bible never said that she fought him off. Neither did Bathsheba fight anybody off. So now, here you have women, just to name a few, right, just to name a few that did not fight off. You follow me there? So now, the attitude, I go back to the identity of these women. How were they raised?
Exactly.
How did their mother teach them? What did their mother teach them? They taught us coming up. I think it's the purpose, you probably know about this. Where we couldn't, as young girls, be in grown men's face. We couldn't be around grown men. We were not even allowed to be on our daddy's legs. On the lap, bouncing up and down, because he's a man, right? Brother Thomas, have you heard this from your mom? So there were things we couldn't do as young girls, and we could not be in the presence of a man. That's the key thing, is being in the presence. Brother Thomas and Brother Billy Bob, he said approachability and communication. So the women become what? If you're taught by good women, guess what? You're going to learn how to be a good woman. But guess what starts at? With your heart. With your heart. Let's go and let me explain some attributes here. Turn to, we're going to the book of wisdom, Proverbs. Proverbs. I'm going to cross over for you, so just please bear with me. Proverbs, the 14th chapter. We're going to grow up here a little bit. We're going to grow up a little bit.
Proverbs 14?
Yeah. Can you read that? We done grew up now. We out of teenagers, now we're with the adulthood. So now we're going to go on and talk about these women, the women, how we should be.
Okay. What?
1.
Every wise woman builds her household, but a foolish woman tears it down with her own hands.
With her own hands. This is how, pluck it down with their own hands. He got different versions, but it's the same thing, So when a woman has a house, and she has a husband, or if she don't have a husband, she still got to be able to keep her house together.
Come on, Pat. Come on.
You understand? Yes. A wise woman knows how to build her house. I was explaining to Pastor earlier. I said, Pastor, we were talking about something else, but I said, I don't want certain things coming to my house. That means the church house or the house I'm living in.
Right.
I don't like no family drama coming through my phone, text, email, letters, I don't want it in my house, because the spirit of confusion is hard to get out of your house.
That's right.
And you let it in. You got to be careful how you let things in your house. So a wise woman will not allow foolishness to come to her house.
No.
She won't do it. So when you being a woman being mean to somebody, that means you got a lot of corruption going on in your house. And in your spiritual house, which is your body, you don't want no confusion coming in your spiritual house.
There you go.
See, about these things, Sister Perkins. We want to, God give me, bless me, but we need to get down to some rooted stuff to be able to take out some things, to be able to know how not to be so mean. A lot of women have been dogged by men in most vicious way. You've had daddies, uncles, cousins to molest some of these women in their family.
Right.
Which, for the sake of me, Brother Thomas, I don't understand it myself. This is family here.
They want to keep it in the closet.
I don't understand that.
Amen.
And the women become so mean because somebody never defended them.
Exactly.
This is one thing that, men, I want to share this with you. A girl from her daddy, she likes her dad to step up. She likes her dad to open his mouth because he has wisdom. I will tell you, he has wisdom. But if a girl cannot depend on her daddy to defend her, then why let them say, well, I don't need no man? Something wrong with that picture, right? Because that woman needs that cover, that covering from the father. A lot of them have never gotten that from their
They've
daddy.
been so abused.
They've been so
all their
emotionally
life.
abused, they don't know how to take it out. So a lot of them that were blessed to have their father still was kind of hard-headed and didn't listen. But you have that teaching to be able to know, regardless if the parents are divorced or they get married, you still need to be there to make sure that your daughter knows my daddy's in my corner, where she won't be so mean. So when she get married, she would know how to allow that man to have that space in her life. There are women that will sit up and listen to other garbage. The purpose, I don't have a circuit of women in my life.
I don't either.
I don't like what they say. I don't like what they do. Because the way that they talk foolish talking. And when they talk foolishly, guess what they're doing? They're tearing down the identity that God gave them. Only, as Brother Thomas said, for special, you think I'm more than you. You know, everybody's picking on, what's her name, Amarsa? You know. But I said, well, I don't know her personally. I don't know how the media twisted her words, because the media will twist your words. You can say, I'm hot today, and then the media will say, you burn it up. I mean, that's what they do. But I said, well, what do you want to do? Because I'm seeing the women coming at her real hard. And I'm like, okay, but guess what? She's still a woman. She just, in that area of the limelight, you know, in the epitome of what? Being in politics.
Exactly.
That's what she does. But do we run to her rescue to say, sister, you made a statement and we don't agree with it. Can you explain why you said this? See, we want to put her, we want to tear her down. I was reading an article this morning. They suspended a teacher for doing a pole dancing in her house. But she said, I'm not a pole dancer in the club. I just exercise in my house. She's being judged by her profession because they said, well, pole dancers I use for strippers. Well, let's kind of take it to the African descendant. They use poles for everything. But the thing that I said, well, she shouldn't have had it filmed. Because what you do in your house is your business. She should have put it out there, but she don't know. So instead of hating her, why did someone like I did? I said, well, she can pole dance in her house, but don't put it on video. That's how you just don't do. Because it will give this deportation of you, and every man now gonna be trying to hit you up because they didn't see your pole dancing video. But why be mean to her? I don't know if we can, and she black. So my thing is we mean because we don't know how to address one another.
We don't know how to approach.
We don't, that goes back to what he said, approach and then communication. Now, if we're married, Sister Perkins is getting ready to get married. Woo! We knew it was coming.
Sure did.
But I would not allow no one to pick on her. You and your fiance, you all get ready to get married. I'm not gonna allow nobody to pick on her.
Right.
Because you're getting ready